Hey guys, welcome. Hello, Adam. How's it going? Oh, that's glad. I'm glad to hear that. Everyone enjoying their Friday. Big energy. Okay, guys. Welcome to the research portion of the meeting. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. So, if you're interested in presenting, I still need to update the form. So, don't fill out the current one for presentations.ritsec.club. I'll make one soon for the spring semester. We're pretty much full for the rest of fall, though. And if you're interested in blogging, you can sign up there. You'll get some points and get some prizes. And of course, make sure to sign in if you haven't already. I'm sure you all have, as well as all the other usuals. Join the Discord. I'm sure you're all in it. Check the calendar. You can see all the IGs, everything else on there. And join the mailing list, as well as make sure to follow our socials. And now, will you please clap it up for the sponsors? Thank you. Some announcements. There will be a movie night social event today from 7 to 8:30 p.m. in the club room. I think there's a list of movies that you could choose from. I'm not sure. I don't think you could. I don't think that's a movie. As well as there's a mentorship check-in. So if you're a mentor, make sure to, or a mentee, excuse me, make sure to fill this out to give some feedback to Adam. Adam says do it, so you guys should. Okay. Now on to the cybersecurity news. First up, we got the AWS you know what. I don't even need to mention it. And then also just like a critical vulnerability that was found with Windows recently. So to get into it, if you've done any reading, maybe you don't know. I'm sure you all are aware that AWS was down for a bit. Maybe you don't know why though exactly. I mean, I'll just put up this image. It was essentially just DNS. So pretty much there was like an issue, like this race condition that was met, which essentially like unassociated some DNS record with like this thing called like DynamoDB. It was like dynamodb.us east one. It was on aws.com, and essentially that DNS record like I don't know, it was like unassociated, and so it just like resulted in a failure. And so then like everything that was connecting to it essentially couldn't anymore. So like an AWS operator had to go in and manually fix it. The DynamoDB is supposed to like automatically like deal with those issues, but for whatever reason with that race condition, it didn't. Um, Also, there was like some further impacts. It was like DynamoDB, EC2, and NLB. Um, and EC2 depends on DynamoDB for like its workflow management and network stuff. So that failed, and it like dropped leases, and so you couldn't make any new EC2 launches. AWS like responded. They said that they're sorry, whatever. I don't know how much they could really change in that condition. It was like a very specific race condition that they ran into. So, in short, it was pretty much just a DNS issue. Also, it affected a ton of things, including like the smart bed brand. So, if you had one of these smart beds, unfortunately, you probably couldn't control it for a bit. So it's kind of crazy to think how many things were actually affected by the outage. Additionally, there was just like this recent vulnerability with WSUS, Microsoft servers. It was, I don't know, pretty specific vulnerability CV that was published. Not like a massive thing. Windows put out patches for it recently. It affected Windows servers from 2012 to 2025, and it allowed remote code execution. It was like, not great, but nothing too crazy. There's my sources. There's Amazon's official message that they put out about it. Without further ado, let's get into the research presentations. First up is Odessa with sandbox detection.